Genesis chapter 47. So Yoseph went in and told Pharaoh, "My father and my brothers, with their flocks and herds and all that they possess, have come from the land of Canaan. They are now in the land of Goshen." And from among his brothers he took 5 men and presented them to Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to his brothers, "What is your occupation?" And they said to Pharaoh, "Your servants are shepherds, as our fathers were." They said to Pharaoh, "We have come to sojourn in the land, for there is no pasture for your servants' flocks, for the famine is severe in the land of Canaan. And now, please, let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen." Then Pharaoh said to Yoseph, "Your father and your brothers have come to you. The land of Mitsrayim is before you. Settle your father and your brothers in the best of the land. Let them settle in the land of Goshen, and if you know any able men among them, put them in charge of my livestock." Then Yoseph brought in Yaakov his father, and stood him before Pharaoh, and Yaakov blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said to Yaakov, "How many are the days of the years of your life?" And Yaakov said to Pharaoh, "The days of the years of my sojourning are 130 years. Few and evil have been the days of the years of my life, and they have not attained to the days of the years of the life of my fathers and the days of their sojourning." And Yaakov blessed Pharaoh, and went out from the presence of Pharaoh. Then Yoseph settled his father and his brothers and gave them a possession in the land of Mitsrayim, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramesses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Yoseph provided his father, his brothers, and all his father's household with food, according to the number of their dependents. Now there was no food in all the land, for the famine was very severe, so that the land of Mitsrayim and the land of Canaan languished by reason of the famine. And Yoseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Mitsrayim and in the land of Canaan, in exchange for the grain that they bought. And Yoseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money was all spent in the land of Mitsrayim and in the land of Canaan, all the Mitzrites came to Yoseph and said, "Give us food. Why should we die before your eyes? For our money is gone." And Yoseph answered, "Give your livestock, and I will give you food in exchange for your livestock, if your money is gone." So they brought their livestock to Yoseph, and Yoseph gave them food in exchange for the horses, the flocks, the herds, and the donkeys. He supplied them with food in exchange for all their livestock that year. And when that year was ended, they came to him the following year and said to him, "We will not hide from my master that our money is all spent. The herds of our livestock are my master's. There is nothing left in the sight of my master but our bodies and our land. Why should we die before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for food, and we with our land will be servants to Pharaoh. And give us seed that we may live and not die, and that the land may not be desolate." So Yoseph bought all the land of Mitsrayim for Pharaoh, for all the Mitzrites sold their fields, because the famine was severe on them. The land became Pharaoh's. As for the people, he made servants of them, from one end of Mitsrayim to the other. Only the land of the priests he did not buy, for the priests had a fixed allowance from Pharaoh, and lived on the allowance that Pharaoh gave them. Therefore they did not sell their land. Then Yoseph said to the people, "Behold, I have this day bought you and your land for Pharaoh. Now here is seed for you, and you shall sow the land, and at the harvests you shall give 1/5 to Pharaoh, and 4/5 shall be your own, as seed for your field, and as food for yourselves and your households, and as food for your little ones." And they said, "You have saved our lives. May it please my master, we will be servants to Pharaoh." So Yoseph made it a statute concerning the land of Mitsrayim, and it stands to this day, that Pharaoh should have the 5th. The land of the priests alone did not become Pharaoh's. Thus Yisrael settled in the land of Mitsrayim, and the land of Goshen, and they gained possessions in it, and were fruitful, and multiplied greatly. And Yaakov lived in the land of Mitsrayim 17 years. So the days of Yaakov, the years of his life, were 147 years. And when the time drew near that Yisrael must die, he called his son Yoseph and said to him, "If now I have found favor in your sight, put your hand under my thigh, and promise to deal kindly and truly with me. Do not bury me in Mitsrayim, but let me lie with my fathers. Carry me out of Mitsrayim, and bury me in their burying place." He answered, "I will do as you have said." And he said, "Swear to me." And he swore to him. Then Yisrael bowed himself upon the head of his bed. Amen.